So turns out, like, there's a 2% chance you can get pregnant when you're breastfeeding and pumping.
What I was told, completely wrong, was that, like, women are most fertile right after they give birth.
Yeah.
And so I was all excited. I thought we were going to get a second kid, like, right away.
I'd love to have, like, next have twins. Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'll
And
be
then
so-
wrap it up with one or two more.
I just wish you could carry one. Welcome back to another episode of Just Alex. And you might be thinking to yourself, I thought we were rebranding. And we are, but we're not ready yet. So for now, Just Alex plus Harrison. We go. Hi, darling.
It's cracking.
I got a thing, so I've been going to Barry's, subtle plug. And today, you know the song by Luke Combs? Oh my gosh. Something about a beer's never let him down. A beer's never broken. Oh, a cold neck.
Yeah.
What is it? Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. That's what they played at the end. And like, I have been listening to that nonstop. That, and then Spencer Pratt, who's single-handedly carrying TikTok right now. I went on his Instagram and I was watching his videos. He puts Enya. No. I
have no idea.
Yeah, you do. Oh my God, they're famous. That Orinacle Flow. The Orinacle Flow song. Like, literally.
Why don't you sing it?
Everyone knows this. No? You guys don't know what I'm talking about? Orinacle Flow.
You gonna play it?
Orinacle Flow. You got Enya songs.
We'll play it.
Okay, but like, well, I'm playing Echoes of the Rain right now. Enya's really famous. Nobody knows.
Oh, I think I know it ish. All right, where were we going with this?
Do you know this song? I need to know that everybody in the room knows this song. Yes? Harrison?
I need to see where it goes. I don't know if I know it.
You've never heard that song?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell, but the 15, 20 seconds you ran of it.
That's all you need for that song is like 2 seconds max. It's in every movie.
So then I know it.
Okay, it's a great movie. Anyways, those have been my soundtracks of the day.
How old were you when you realized you didn't have a good voice?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
So when I was about 12, I desperately wanted to do like Broadway shows, and the Vanessa Carlton song, If I Could Fall, I still can't sing
And
it.
if I didn't know the first two songs, we really didn't even know the third.
If I could, something about Walking a Mile
Okay.
by
Yeah.
Vanessa Carlton, and
From White Chicks.
I don't think so, but I rehearsed it and I rehearsed it and I rehearsed it and I got up there to sing it, and I was backstage about to go on, and somebody told me in church, if you plug one ear and you sing, that's what you really sound like.
Okay.
And I remember I was backstage before I went on, and I did that, and I sang, and I thought, I'm truly a bad singer, and I got stage fright, and I didn't go on, and I didn't sing it, and so I was 13 when I realized.
Did you cry?
No.
Wow.
But I was mad at myself because, you know me, like, if I say I'm going to do something, I really like to do it. It's why I don't throw around that I'm going to run a marathon, because then I'm going to end up having to run that marathon. So listen, it's still imprinted on my brain that I didn't get up on stage and sing. So yeah, I'm still mad at myself.
I feel
about
like
it.
everyone has that moment where someone breaks it to you. I guess you learned yourself, where someone breaks it to you, can't sing. I remember mine was, I would always sing in my mom's car. I'm in a convertible. I'd always just be belting songs on 94.5 ZFM.
Wow,
Because we called ZZ in Canada. We don't have the letter Z in our alphabet. We call it Z. Did you know that? You know Canada, we do different Z and Z?
No, I had no idea.
Okay. And
What's the point?
I thought I was a rock star.
Wow.
And then I was up at Whistler at my friend John's house, and somehow I must have been I was definitely in elementary school. And like I remember I sang, and his older brother like was like, "You have such a shitty voice. You're tone deaf," and it was a very heartbreaking moment for me. Yeah.
It's really heartbreaking to hear that. But you know, part of it for me, I don't mind a bad singer if you're confident about it. Like, I don't have the confidence when I sing because like I know it's a little off pitch. Do you want to try to carry? Are we picking up Tater Totter? That's Tater.
Okay. There's some crying in the background, but
We got our little baby girls upstairs. She got her passport today. Big day. Tater's going to Canada with the Z's and the Z's. Yeah, she's up there, man. It's so cute. Babies have different cries. So our neighbor's baby, okay, because we're doing the nanny share, right, guys? So they're both upstairs right now, and you can tell any day of the week I've never confused the two cries.
oh yeah, for sure.
Babies have totally different cries. So what I wanted to start out with talking about today, and it's been like a dark cloud kind of looming over me. I'm having nanny guilt. Also, I'm experiencing like time is fleeting feelings with the baby. So my nanny guilt problem is I know hiring the nanny was a really good thing because it gave me some time back and it gave you some time back, and I appreciate my time with Tater more. Okay. I also love that we're doing a nanny share because it makes me feel like of course babies are in daycare. Okay. But for some reason, when it's just Tate, I feel like I'm the only one that's away from their kid. So the nanny share really helps me. Like, we're all kind of in it together. But I had to go pick her up and hold her earlier today because I just have this guilt of like, I should be with her 24/7. I'm going to miss something. I'm going to miss her smiles and her laughs, and I'm going to blink and she's going to be 5. And I just have this. Then I have this guilt when she's with the nanny. I should be working as hard as possible and like utilizing that time. And I actually found myself in the kitchen walking in circles for like 30 minutes because I couldn't work it out. And like, I know when Jane gets here, the nanny gets here at 8 a.m. Okay. I hand Tater off. I get to go to Barry's. Like, that time, like, I need that. It's helping my brain so much. I'm starting to like feel like myself. When I get Tater back at 2, I love having her. Like, it's a lovely break for me. I just have this guilt around it. Let's talk about Bowl and Branch because you guys, it is winter. It is cold outside, so it is cozy season. And my coziest night is when my room is clean, when I've taken a hot shower, and I always light a candle, and then I crawl into bed. And the way to build the ultimate coziest night starts with the sheets. You guys, building the coziest bed imaginable starts with Bowl and Branch, makers of the most iconic bedding that will change the way you relax and sleep. Start with Bowl and Branch's best-selling signature sheets, which you guys, we got in the mail like 2.5 weeks ago. And ever since I put them on, it has been the ultimate cozy in our bedroom. They feel like buttery, breathable, and they get softer with every wash, which a lot of times I feel like the more you wash sheets, the worse they get. These are the exact opposite. And this is coming from somebody who loves to wash their sheets every Wednesday, to be exact. These sheets are perfection, and they are the perfect foundation for better sleep. And you can easily add Bowl and Branch's bed, blankets, duvet covers, and quilts without making your bed feel heavy or hot. Actually, you make it just feel more comfy. So you guys, get in on the goods. Now's your chance to change the way you sleep with Bowl and Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bowlandbranch.com/Alex. That's Bowl and Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/Alex to save 15% off. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
Yeah, my take on it has been very different. And that's because she's getting care and we're not looking after her 24/7 now. Then the time I'm with her, I can be more present and engaged versus before, because we were always with her. Like, you're juggling emails, you're juggling calls. And so I feel like the quality, and obviously like it's crazy to be like saying this about 3-month-old, but I feel like the quality of time I have with her now is better.
Well, it's much more precious, and I'm much more patient. And it's nice because we've done, like, from that 8 to 2 slot, we did a lot of the things we wanted to get done, right? And so then when you are with her, you just want to hold her and cuddle her. And I do agree with that. I just, yeah, honestly, it gave me time to think about it. And so it was just sometimes, like, ultimately, best thing on the planet, having this time. Like, I feel more like myself the past 2 weeks than I did the first 3 months of postpartum. But I do...
Yeah, it's good to flex different muscles.
Yeah, I get sad, though, thinking about, oh, she's growing up. Oh, am I missing it? And it's like, no, she's literally in the room over. But it's just this... I wouldn't trade it. That's what I asked myself. I said, okay, do you want to go back to having her 24/7? And the answer to that was no. There's a lot more joy that I have with this setup. There's just a part of my heart that's like a little sad.
Yeah, I get that.
But
ultimately, you also carried her, and I didn't.
Yeah, I
did.
did.
Like you're different type of connection.
Yeah, but today I got to hold her, and she fell asleep on me, and that was really nice. But you're right. There's more pros with this setup than cons, but it is just this like nanny guilt situation. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off, because you guys know how we've segmented out this here podcast, and the first segment up to bat, which is one that it's top 5 for me. There's only 4, and it's things we DM'd each other. You want to go first, or you want to go second?
Your call.
You know what? Let's just do yours first. And you DM'd me. I don't even know if you remember what you DM'd me. Just the classic.
Okay.
The good old classic. It's coming up to bat here on Sunday. TikTok getting banned. But what you DM'd me more specifically was the betting markets are saying that it is getting banned. Now, typically you with these betting markets, you've taught us on here that you can bet on various things, okay? These betting markets are I think it's early adopters that are on there, and they're usually correct. The video or the thing you DM'd me, the graphic you DM'd me had the betting market showing TikTok is getting banned by 71%.
Yeah, so it's saying 71% chance it gets banned, which to me just like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to get banned. So I'm going to bet it.
What are you going to bet, that it is
I'm
or
going
isn't?
to bet it doesn't get banned. This is a bunch of posturing by TikTok or ByteDance, who owns TikTok. And eventually they'll come to some form of agreement that appeases the higher powers, and whether that's selling it off or whatever else they're being asked to do. Like I get the security concerns. I'd be it's not like I don't think it shouldn't be banned, but I don't think it's going to be.
But now,
I don't really get the why now. Like, why now and not 4 years ago?
well, I was watching a video of this guy that's like, I used to work at TikTok, which I don't know. I guess that was like a really good credential, because it caught my attention.
Yeah.
But he was like, it's just, if you already have it downloaded, then it's going to stay on your phone. Where it gets banned is it's not going to be in the App Store anymore, so new users can't download it. And like, if you haven't downloaded TikTok yet, are you really going to? Then he says, the other thing is, though, you're not going to be able to do updates. That's where I think we're going to get into problems, and it's going to bug out on us.
Yeah, so it'll bug out on you, and I think there'll be some IP blocking, and like I think part of what makes TikTok have the engagement it does is just how great the user experience is. And when you don't have those updates, and when IP blocking occurs, it's really not going to be the same thing. So I think the minute that happens, that really is the beginning of the end for the app. That's why, like, competitors, like if you remember, I think it was Thriller was the big competitor
Of TikTok?
that was launched in 2020, when last time these conversations were being had seriously. And it was just like, it was so glitchy because the team just hadn't built the tech. And so I don't actually really know where I was going with that comment, other than like, I know where I was going with it. Like, the user experience matters so much. Like, you can, in theory, try and create just a TikTok clone, but it's much easier said than done. And without these updates, I think that it'll frustrate users and cause them really to to de-engage with the app. Stop using it.
Who would you rather see buy TikTok? Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Beast, or Elon Musk?
Elon, just because I look at the way he opened up Twitter, and I think that if he did the same thing for TikTok, it would be great for users. And I don't, Kevin O'Leary and Mr. Beast don't really have much experience in running social platforms. What about you?
I don't know Kevin O'Leary because I don't know much about him, and I just don't know what on earth he would do with TikTok, but I'd love to see him get in the mix.
Funny enough, to kind of segue away from this, the betting market thing I did want to talk about is, so they're saying there's a 23% chance that Trump buys part of Greenland. Okay?
Buys?
Yeah. Like works out a deal to purchase some of the land, at least some of the land. And then I hadn't really thought much about Greenland before. Did you know the ethnicity of people in Greenland?
No. If I had to guess, for some reason, I thought it was like the Netherlands situation, like people that live in the Netherlands.
Good guess. But 88% of the people that live in Greenland are Inuit, like indigenous people.
And the others are
like Danish, Eastern European.
Okay. I don't know why I know this.
Can we just like also clip like a video of like some Greenlanders reacting to the Trump takeover? Because like
they were mad.
There's some support. There's
really?
Some support. Yeah.
I'm here in Greenland. This kid's got a MAGA hat on. What's your message to Donald Trump?
Buy Greenland.
Buy Greenland.
Buy Greenland. Buy Greenland. No more Danish. No more Danish.
Do you know how people live in Greenland?
Ooh. I have no idea. I would think like really not many at all.
Okay, guess how many is not many.
Do you want to give me an over-under?
No.
I think 112,000.
Less. Actually, like exactly half that.
Okay.
Yeah, 56,000.
Why do you know this? This is going to seem planted. Why do you know this? When did you look this up?
I saw the Greenland thing where Trump wanted to take over the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, how many people is that? Like millions? And then I Googled it. Let me see if I have it right. How many? I could be totally wrong. I'm just going off my memory here. How many people live in Greenland? Does anybody else Google this at this point to see? Yeah. Greenland's population is around 56,600 people.
Good for you.
Yeah, how about that?
Good for you. I don't hate my guess, though. I don't hate my guess.
Oh, well, because did you know 75% of Greenland is covered by a permanent sheet of ice? So that's why.
But it's not called Iceland.
No.
That's a different country.
Correct. So we're thinking of eating up some of Greenland.
Yeah. And then there finally is betting odds on Canada, and they're at 10%, but there's not a lot of market. There's not a lot of like liquidity in that market. So,
did you bet on that?
No, because I think that the odds are lower.
I would like Canada to stay a separate country because I love the thought of Tater being a dual citizen. I think that's going to go well when we get on those lists for elementary schools.
That is not going to make a difference. But
Jewish Canadians not going to help her?
No.
At all?
No. Not a mend.
No, it's not a
I do like hearing you tell that to people and just kind of being like...
Valentine's Day is around the corner, and love is, well, anything. Love is what you make it, whether you're married, single, focusing on friendships, have a cute baby daddy like me, or stuck in a never-ending spiral of situationships. Everyone deserves to celebrate love. Enter MeUndies. Don't even worry. If you can't get that F-boy to commit, it doesn't matter because MeUndies, they can offer you an insanely comfy yet sexy undies and loungewear to buy or to gift this holiday. You guys, I love Valentine's Day, and if you're doing the Galentine's Day, you can gift it to yourself, you can gift it to your friend. If you're doing the Valentine's Day, you can gift it to a loved one, somebody you have a crush on. They've got so many awesome Valentine's Day prints and styles. Plus, you can match with your partner, friends, or even your pets. Oh my God, that's so cute. You can do a pet's Valentine's Day. You can't name a better Valentine's Day than this. This is actually going to be really excited. There's styles for everyone, from black classics to fun to expressive prints. MeUndies has looks for everyone, plus the sexy new Valentine's Day looks, versatile loungewear, unmatched comfort, and responsibly sourced. They're sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers, which is obviously so important. So this Valentine's Day, give the gift that'll always have them thinking of you, and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at meundies.com/Alex. Enter promo code Alex at checkout. That's meundies.com/Alex. Code Alex for 20% off. MEUNDIES.com. MeUndies. Comfort from the outside in. 20% off plus free shipping with code Alex. Okay, now can we talk about the crazy video I sent you of that baby holding its mom's phone, and then when the mom took it away, it started just howling, crying?
Yeah, this is like the fact that this dynamic can occur in kids so young has blown my mind.
Because what we didn't realize.
Let's run the clip quickly as well.
Yeah, we're gonna we'll show the clip. Yeah, play. Okay, so like what we didn't realize was screen time. Like we started having this whole screen time talk because we knew we were going to fight the screen time battle. We just did not know it started so young. And it's not their fault.
Well, we thought screen time was time that your kid spends, like when you give them an iPad, and they're like watching a show.
Or your phone or whatever.
And what we've learned is screen time really starts whenever they're in a room and there's a screen with something playing. And I know that may sound like super obvious, but do you want to explain what happened with her the other night?
Yeah, so we put Tater in her snoo, and she faces like the direction her face.
She wasn't going to bed.
Yeah, she was like wide awake, just like doing her little cute coos and things. We wanted to watch Gladiator too. So we pop on the TV, and she's just sitting there staring at it like this, in her little snoo, going side to side, staring at that TV. And I was like, oh my God, Harrison, we have to turn the TV off, or we have to flip her snoo around. And then the other thing I realized is in the mornings when you do emails, you love to sit her on your lap, and you do cute little emails with dad. And it's like she's seeing your screen. One thing we were cognizant of was like no phones. Like I never have my phone when I'm feeding her and things.
Yeah, I just didn't realize at 3 months that if there was a screen in the room that she'd be locking into it. I thought that was going to happen way later in life. And as obvious as that may seem. And so we now just need to be a lot smarter about what's happening in the room with her. Because I guess the people who, like the government entity that runs the guidance on this, what I'd read was no screens in the first 18 months of a kid's life. And my kind of mindset, knowing nothing about development from 0 to 18 months, was like, for that period, they really wouldn't know what it was, and so they wouldn't ask for it. And so we didn't need to worry about it. But the point is, I guess we do. Is this making any sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And also, I didn't even think that, I was like, if she can't hold an iPad, she's not going to be staring at a screen.
Yeah.
But
things we learned as parents.
Yeah, there's screens in the rooms and things. And so it just really put it on our radar. One of the things, because then I just started reading about it, and this is like a secondary point, but one thing I read on it was if they have a screen, if perhaps you gave your baby a screen, like at a really young age, they lose the ability to read social cues because they're not getting that face-to-face interaction with you, that eye contact. And so it really just lessens their cognitive skills, it says, which I could totally see how.
Yeah, I just didn't realize we'd be dealing with this battle so early on, because I think it's pretty intuitive that less screen time is better, but you also need to accept screen time's going to exist. And so it's kind of like picking your poison and when they're going to have it. I just thought that we had 2 years to get there.
I remember my first phone was a Motorola flip phone. I do not want to parent in this day and age where it's iPhones, iPads, everything's digital. It does make me really nervous. And we were talking to actually one of our friends, and she was saying how, because her kids are a bit older, and she was saying how one of the teachers at school advised them, listen, if you can hold off on phones, it's going to be a lot easier if you can get the whole friend group to hold off on phones at the same time. So you have a conversation with the parents on like, hey, can we do the phones when they're 15? Because if two kids get their phones when they're 11 and they're texting each other, then kids start to feel left out, and it's like a whole other beast. And that's like something I'm very interested in.
Yeah, well, that's one of the big points of the anxious generation is work with your parents and come up with a game plan around this with your the parents of who your kid's going to school with. What it kind of differentiates though is between smartphones and flip phones. And so there's like when you look at the deterioration in mental health amongst children, there was and I'm sure we can find a cool chart about this, like there's an inflection point that occurred when smartphones became mainstream. And so I think that kids do need phones for communication and pick up. And it's like, hey, give them a flip phone, not a smartphone up until, I think that the target age is like 16 years old.
Yeah.
A lot of the brain development has occurred.
I think a big problem with the smartphones is like you're flipping Instagram, TikTok, text messages, and then you're surfing the web, right? Isn't it? It's that constant,
Exactly.
It's like a brain tick.
Yep.
I can't think of the term. But yeah, I'm happy for her to get, if she wants to go to the movies with her friends when she's 13, she of course needs to, like for safety reasons or to even find where her friends are in the movie theater, happy for her to have like T9 texting and like the ability to call. I think that's like really good. But other than that, it's just, man, like I used to do the AIM chatting at my computer, right? Did you have like a screen name?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm down for her to do that, but she used to be sitting at the, like, not a laptop, but like a computer.
On the topic of flip phones, I think there is a very big opportunity for someone to bring back a flip phone for adults. Like I would love to go smartphone 9 to 5, and then at 5 p.m. switch to a phone that can do calling, T9 texting, and also have a map.
Oh, the map. We do need the maps because we've all lost the ability to navigate that whole situation.
But essentially no social media and no email.
And no Google. No Amazon. I mean, I'm always
no
on
Amazon,
there.
but I think I'd be good with Google because I think sometimes you want to look things up and I could be good with Google.
Yeah, but no emails are really good. Yeah, because then you could look up phone numbers and things. But no, I'm for that, and I do think it's going to be tough to tell kids like you get a flip phone, but like I get an iPhone.
Yeah, exactly. That is where it all started.
Yeah.
Because also, I want to set the. I want to lead from the front, lead by example.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just.
Boom, business idea for some hardware person out there.
Yeah, some go-getter can make that phone. Yeah, it's just going to be, it's going to be tough. The whole screen time situation. I don't look forward to that. Okay, well, those were the things we DM'd each other. So now we're going to talk about this one. This is going to be kind of a juicy little topic, but it's getting pregnant after birth, because this was something that Harrison and we went to my OB when I got cleared to exercise, which was 8 weeks postpartum. We went in for my 8-week checkup. She was like, okay, you're all healed up. You can officially like exercise. And then she was like, but hey, you can also get pregnant. Like you can really get pregnant, even though you're breastfeeding and pumping. That's not a complete contraceptive and you can get pregnant. We were like, whoa, really? So turns out, like there's a 2% chance you can get pregnant when you're breastfeeding and pumping, because it's this term LAM. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
You have?
Well, I researched it because like I was very confused from the mixed information I was getting.
Okay, and LAM is what? What does it stand for?
I think I have it here. Lactation, here it is. Lactational amenorrhea method.
Yes.
And I'm sure I butchered that. So.
And that's basically where when you're breastfeeding and you haven't started your period, it serves as some form of birth control, but it's not perfect.
My understanding here is the core delineation of fertility following pregnancy is all about the breastfeeding. And so this lamb occurs when you're exclusively breastfeeding. And the less you breastfeed, the more likely you can get pregnant. And then when you are exclusively breastfeeding, it's 98% effective, essentially, birth control.
Breastfeeding or pumping?
Yes.
Like milk coming. Yeah, that's
Yes.
what he means. He means breastfeeding or pumping because, like, I don't know that that's always obvious.
Yes.
But basically, because I've heard some of my friends say I'm going to start weaning off breastfeeding so I can try for number 2. And it never dawned on me like why they were doing that. I just thought maybe it's hard to like try for number 2 while you're breastfeeding. I didn't know what it meant. But now I get it because I'm breastfeeding and pumping, but I still don't have my period back. And I think the period's a big one. So I think it's in tiers like this. I think it's if you're breastfeeding and pumping, you really, and no period, it's basically like a foolproof condom kind of, right? Second tier to that, it's like if you're breastfeeding or pumping, but you have your period back, your hormones are starting to settle in a bit. No?
So the way I understood it is if you're full on breastfeeding, yes, 98% effective. If you're partially breastfeeding, then over 50% of women who partially breastfeed ovulate by 6 months postpartum.
Do they have their period yet though?
So the way I also understand that is you can ovulate before your period comes back.
I understood that as well.
Yeah. So it's less about the period.
Right.
And then if you're not breastfeeding, most women ovulate as early as 21 to 28 days postpartum.
If you're not,
And
yes.
80% of non-breastfeeding women will ovulate by 6 weeks postpartum.
Yeah.
What? One quick second. Is ovulation the same thing as a period?
No, different parts of the cycle.
Okay.
Oh, I think we should keep that in. How would you know?
Yeah, and that's like I'm reading these facts, and it's really tricky because like I am the opposite of an expert on it. I know nothing about it, but like I'm just trying to learn it because what I was told, completely wrong, was that like women are most fertile right after they give birth.
Yeah.
And so I was all excited. I thought we were going to get a second kid like right away.
No, it was really cute. He was so excited. So like, okay, so the reason we're having this conversation is because we would love to have, God willing, more than one child, okay? And I always talk about like, I don't want to put Humpty Dumpty back together just to take it apart again, referring to my body. And so I come from the school of thought of like, crank out the kids while you can, kind of in one fell swoop, right? Because like, I don't love being pregnant, but I'm fine to sacrifice 9 months for what somebody said this weekend of think about what you want your Thanksgiving table to be in 25 years. Like how many kids do you want sitting around it, you know? And I love the idea of a big family. And so one thing we were talking about is like, well, we could just have another one sooner rather than later. So we started really digging into like, well, when are you more fertile? When are you not? And what my OB basically told us was like, you could get pregnant really quickly.
Yeah, and I guess she just like assumed that you were gonna do formula. I guess, do we know what percentage of women in the U.S. use formula?
No, that's actually a good. That's
right.
A good
So that's
thing.
probably where a lot of this advice comes from.
But she asked me. I mean, I told her I was breastfeeding, so
I feel like breast. That's one of those things though, where like out of the gates, everyone's like, "Yeah, I'm breastfeeding," and then like a week or two goes by and things change
there's
quickly.
a drop off. What do you think about like the spread of kids' ages though? Do you have any thought on that? Do you want them closer together?
I feel like in keep this in or don't, but like we've obviously talked about this. So, I mean, asking it like that is kind of weird because it makes it seem like we haven't talked about it.
No. Sorry. I obviously know we've talked about it and I'm about as transparent as the day is long on this here podcast. What I mean is, what are your thoughts? Like, can you tell us your thoughts on
I didn't like how that...
spacing of kids. Do you prefer like you and your sister, do you like that age spread? Like that's the kind of where I'm going.
So I love living life through eras and like owning the era or the chapter that you're going through. And so the same way that, I'll want to, own the college era and the post-college era and like the living international and being, free and single and then, being a parent, like the era of being a really, how do I say this the right way? Like the era of having a full house.
Mm-hmm.
I want that to be in a fixed period of time and I want to lean into it. And then when the kids leave the house, I want to own that era of being an empty nester. So I don't want to spend the next 40 years with kids in the house. I don't want to spend the next 40 years where every 5 years we're re-entering the diaper phase. I want to go through the diaper phase and I want to transition to the elementary school phase and then the high school phase and so on and so forth. So, point being is I'd love our kids to be as close in age as possible. And I also look at it from like our age perspective and time isn't really on our side. So, I think as we've kind of discussed, I'd love if we can do 4 and 5 or 6 years, like that would be a dream to me.
Oh, that would be amazing. No, I agree. But see, even then, like, so more what I meant, my question was like from the kids' perspective, what do you like spacing wise? Do you like every grade? One, boom, 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 one grade apart? I guess you kind of answered.
A grade or
two grades,
two grades. Like I'm less concerned about that, but I'm more about them like generally going through things at the same time.
Yeah, one boom.
Like I don't want to be in a situation where, we have our what we think is our last kid going off to college, and then like you get pregnant again and we enter a new kid and like we re-kick off that era.
The newborn phase, yeah. Like if like we're not really going for like a 7-year gap.
Yeah,
here.
like I want to love going to soccer practices for the next 5 to 10 years.
I think it's 10 years.
Then I want my soccer practice era to end.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for it. I'm like really excited about it. Okay, so do you know what Irish twins are?
Do you want me to ask that question back to you on the age thing?
No, because I'm from the school. Like, I like this is the only time I think about it as high school, and I think it's really fun to have a sibling with you in high school. That's my only thought on it. So like I think closer together is more fun. I think you do more together. Like your friends overlap. I love that idea.
Yeah, I guess I answered that from a pretty selfish perspective, like what I wanted versus like the kid's perspective.
Which is what I was trying to ask you, dork.
Okay. Well, from a kid's perspective, I think the more around your age group is more fun. I almost like want us to cut my part.
No, I know. I like what you said actually. No, you. Yeah, no. Don't be hard on yourself with your answer. It was a good answer.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
It was a different perspective than mine. It's not
but
fun.
Irish twins are kids that are in the same grade but not born, but through 2 different pregnancy cycles.
Well, they're okay. 2 different pregnancy cycles, yes, but they're within a year apart. They're under 1 year apart, so 12 months or below apart.
Yeah.
And do you know? So then I was looking up earlier. Do you know where the term Irish twins come from?
Well, I think Ireland, but...
So in the 19th century, I guess it's like a derogatory term that they used to describe Irish Catholic families that didn't have good birth control. And so they would pop out babies like way too close together. So they started calling them Irish twins.
Cool story.
It is interesting, no?
I mean, to you, not to me.
I think it's fascinating. Don't have to knock my Irish twins till you try it. Knock it till you try it. How about that? I would love to have Irish twins. Kind of. So if they're within 12, that means you had to get pregnant 9, so within 3 months.
Yeah. I thought that they were saying that they say as well though that they encourage you to wait 6 months for your body to
recover. Because I guess there's more chance of you having a preemie if you get pregnant within the first year, just because maybe you don't have enough nutrients to provide the body because you're still in recovery mode.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I'd also love twins, the non-Irish kind.
I'd always thought of twins as like the only. I never thought of twins in the scheme of like having 5 kids. I'd love to have twins in the scheme of having 5 kids. I wouldn't want to just have twins.
I'd love to have next have twins. Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah,
I'd
and
be
then
so-
wrap it up with 1 or 2 more. Boom.
I just wish you could carry one.
Well, if Kamala was elected, maybe I could have.
Oh, I'm just going to leave that there. What you people need to understand about Harrison is he will make he's an avid reader and understander of the news, and he will make that joke every which way. Okay?
No side is safe.
No side is safe. Yeah, the only side that's confusing is your guy Zuck you've been kind of locked on lately.
This guy's not my guy.
It's not
This guy is not my guy.
only thing I've seen is it looks like he got hair plugs. Like his hair's a lot thicker. He's implementing some community notes on Instagram. He's like back. Like I hadn't seen him for so long, and now I just feel like I see him. Mark Zuckerberg, for those that don't know, his handle is @Zuck. You think he's gonna run for president? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So I have a prediction, and I think Zuckerberg's going to run for president in 2028.
And why do you think that? And is it a bit? So he's going to do this for 4 years, make this push.
Yeah, I think the moves he's making now are to position him with the masses, and I think he looked at the Trump playbook. And he's like, oh, wow, this works. And this is resonating with a bunch of folks. And this is the, so-called, or this is the way the wind is going. And so I'm just going to lean into it. Otherwise, I don't really understand all the moves he's making, right? He put Dana White on the board of Facebook. He, is frequenting on Rogan. He is walking around with a gold chain, and have you not seen this gold chain he's been wearing?
No.
Oh, it's unbelievable. We should put up an image. He got rid of the DEI, all the DEI stuff at Facebook. He just completely wiped out. And I mean, this is like 4 years ago. This guy is Mr. Censorship, kicking Trump off his platform, controlling the rhetoric on the election, on COVID, all this other stuff. And now just flip of a switch, and he's on the other side. Like, what's his why? What's his view? Or what's his angle? I think his angle is he saw something work, and he wants to ride that wave into presidency.
Do you know where I struggle with it?
Is that a good take?
Yes, good. It's a good one. Some of these people.
It also just last thing while I cut you off.
We got time.
Shows you can still be worth $100 billion and be spineless.
That's where I was going with it.
What the fuck? Like, pick a side.
Well, and don't pick the popular side once the pendulum's already swung back. So, wokeism is the new enemy, right? And people are like, we're sick of it. We're not censoring anything, And a lot of people are unapologetically whatever they are, okay? Whether they're...
I think very few people are unapologetically whoever they are. I think Elon is unapologetically himself.
Correct, but a lot of people that have reached their level of success are unapologetically whoever they are. They got there by being unapologetically themselves.
But funny enough, Zuck hasn't.
That's what I'm saying.
He's been a day one copycatter.
That is my point, if you'll let me make it.
Let me mansplain it.
It's but it's ironic because I'm one word ahead of you, and
today,
then
Junior,
you're coming behind me explaining it.
Okay.
It was my point.
Am I allowed to do that Today, Junior thing?
Yes, because we're just...
What movie's that from?
Is it Forrest Gump? No. To date... it's obviously not Forrest Gump. It's is it Jim Carrey saying it? Oh my God, it is totally Adam Sandler. Billy Madison.
Okay.
He did. Yeah.
But we're in agreement on this take, it sounds like.
Yeah, we're in exact agreement on it. I just love the people that were always one or the other. And a lot of the...
No, I totally disagree. I think you have the right to change your mind, right? I think I embrace people updating their views. I just think what this guy's doing is completely opportunistic, and it feels like just whatever the flavor of the month is, he's going to roll with it. And like, I don't know if you watched his interview on Rogan. It was just like,
Well, Rogan's actually an example for me who is somebody that I think has always been the way he was. Dana White, always been the way he was.
yeah,
Those are the people that I like because I feel safe with them. Warren Buffett's another one. Like, I know what I'm going to get with you, and
Totally.
I like that. I'm all for updating your views within a certain percentage, but to me, what Zuckerberg is doing, what you're explaining, is like he went from 0 and now he's at 100. He could go back to 0. Like, I don't know that he's so sure on what he thinks. I think he's more so taking the popular thing and like implementing.
Yeah, he would not be following this coordinated press strategy if Kamala won.
It's very, very interesting to see. Well, nonetheless, I guess we'll keep an eye out for more Zuck.
I want to see if I can find something really fast.
This is adorable. You know how like she didn't sleep through the night last night? Zuck just fed me this. It's a little baby saying, I know you're tired and you wish I could sleep through the night. It's not because I don't want to. It's because I'm still learning how. I cry because it's the only way I can tell you that I need you. Your presence calms me. I know this isn't easy for you, but I promise it won't always be this hard. I need you to guide me through this. When you're near, I feel safe enough to rest. I'm not waking you up to upset you. I'm waking you up because you're my whole world right now. In the stillness of the night, when everything feels big and unfamiliar to me, I don't know how to feel safe without you. Your warmth, your scent, your heartbeat. It reminds me of everything I knew before I was born. That is the sweetest thing on the planet. The account's called The Dad Vibes. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet.
Are we keeping that in?
Yes.
Okay, well I didn't listen. I was looking for a link.
Well, that's okay. No problem. You just have to listen back and you can hear it then.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. And you know what we're going to do it with? Parenting confessions. So we asked people to write in their parenting confessions, but then they all started DMing me this video, which I think is the best one. Okay, and it's Claire Holt, and she was talking about how her kid like loved Pokemon.
My kid got introduced to Pokemon Go, not by me, and then became absolutely obsessed with it. Like, wanted to do it at all times. You couldn't even talk to him. He was like, Pokemon Go. And I'd put this like app limit of 10 minutes a day or whatever on it. And finally I was like, no, I can't do this. So I was talking to my sister on the phone, and she was like, have ChatGPT write you a letter from the CEO of Pokemon Go.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Saying that
There's no more.
There's no more. It's gone. So I did it, and I showed it to him and read it to him, and he was like, oh man, all right. He fully bought it. I took it off. I forgot to take it off on the 31st when it was supposed to. So on November 1st, he was like, Mom, it didn't get shut down. I was like, oh, I think they just gave kids one extra day as a Halloween present.
Stop.
And now
You're
it's
taking
gone.
it away forever.
It's gone forever. It's gone forever. And he is fine with it.
So you're saying you weren't even going to limit it to once a week. You fully decided
I
to take it
fully
away.
decided to take it away. And you could probably do that with YouTube.
Okay. And she was like, I don't want, like, you couldn't even get his attention. He was obsessed with Pokemon. So she wanted to get rid of Pokemon. So she got on ChatGPT and she had them write a letter from the Pokemon CEO saying, like, the app's going to be gone effective March 1. No more Pokemon. Sent it to him and he was like, oh my gosh, like, Pokemon's leaving. But the problem is she forgot to delete the app. So he woke up on March 1st and was like, Pokemon's still here. And then she told him, she was like, no, they just gave everybody one more day on it, but this is the last day of the app. And I loved that because I think it's really a relatable way to like make somebody else kind of the bad guy.
Yeah, I really didn't know what you were going to share and like what direction I was going to go with it. because there's so much of like parents making fun of their kids online, and which I'm just like really not into. This is like, what do you call it? Like excusable lies. Like I want to come up with a word for this.
It's like productive lies, I think is what you were going to say.
A productive lie. Yeah, like I think that's like a pretty interesting move. I could see us doing that. Could you see us doing that?
Totally. And it's very like Elf on the Shelf for good behavior type movie. Like, which I like. That the elf's going to be in your house all for December to report back to the North Pole. I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I think
like the line between what's acceptable and not acceptable, I think like gets crossed really, really quick.
If the dog gets ran over, what are you going to tell the kid? That the dog was ran over?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're going to tell them honestly.
I think that there's, loss of innocence moments, and I think that that's one of them.
Okay, so then there was another thing that Priscilla was talking about, which is this, they were trying to potty train this baby, okay? And like explaining to him why he had to poop in the toilet. And so they told him that there was a poop monster in the toilet and they had to feed the poop monster. And honestly, I think it's genius. Like, what a fun way to potty train.
Yeah.
What a fun way to like.
As long as it doesn't scare them that there's a monster in the toilet.
Or there's somebody that lives down the well and they need food. And the only food they can get is by you pooping in the toilet. It's kind of like sweet.
Yeah, I know. I'm on board with both those.
I'm for that. Yeah. I don't even think they're parenting. I like that we call it parenting confessions because they're not fails. Those are like wins to me. I think those were great parenting moves. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was for it. Okay, well, we also have a listener question. No, we don't. Oh, because we did parenting confession. So if you have any more funny parenting stories, you might call them parenting fails. There's no such thing. DM them to the Just Alex account. And again, guys, we're going to do some rebranding. We're closer than we were last week. I would say we're 90% of the way there. And we love you guys. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people?
Thank you for listening.
We're going to go make fajitas. Over and out. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Just Alex, powered by Just Media House. If you enjoyed the show, which I think you did because you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. All of those things are so important. Stay connected on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Just Alex Pod. Post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Just Alex Pod by Gideon Shawkin and Denisha. I'm Just Alex, you're just you. Let's keep doing this thing. New episodes every Thursday.